Hey, welcome to my channel. My life as Alex. I'm gonna be telling you some stories today, so get ready.
Just like being a certified nursing assistant too, just like fucks your brain up. Like, I have like literally watched someone die. Should we talk about that? Sure, why not? So I was working at this retirement home down in West Seattle, over in West Seattle, and okay, so I was working on the second floor, and I come down because I don't know, I was like looking for something, and then I don't remember, and my friend, she was a cool girl, she was just a little naive and whatever, it doesn't matter, and she was the caregiver, and I was like doing a med tech, which low-key I wasn't supposed to do because I didn't have like my med tech license, but I didn't know that. I was just working, I just went to work, and so she worked there, and so she was like caring for this guy, and he was like, so it was lunchtime, and he has like diabetes, and he was saying that he was like short of breath, and like he had an inhaler. Like she came up to me and she was like, oh my god, like something's wrong with him, blah blah blah. I was like, okay, let me go find my friend who was working the floor, and she like had the keys to the med cart, and so I like run and like, come here, like you need to go see him, like I think we need to call the ambulance, like do you have his inhaler? And like she literally was not paying attention, like she was like, I think she was training or something, and she was like, oh, he's fine, I'm sure he's fine, and I'm like, no. He literally was like, and I'm like, he needs his inhaler. The girl that I went to school with, I was like, stay here, don't move, like you can't breathe. And then I come back and he's on the ground, and he's like that. He's just fucking seizing. I'm like, what happened? I was like, I told you to stay here. I told you to stay here. Oh, I thought we could take him to his room. I'm like, no. If someone is short of breath, you do not move them. You do not move them. No one fucking listens to me. This was like when I was getting at the end of my rope, like with this job. One time, walked one of the residents to her room, like constipation issues, you know, and so go to your room, like maybe you'll be more comfortable going to the bathroom in there. She was like, okay. I literally left her on the toilet, and I was like, okay, I'll be right back. I like walk back in, and I look at her, and she's like this, like her arm is underneath her ass, and she's like digging in her asshole, and I was like, what are you doing? And she was like, it's not coming out, and I was like, oh my god, I'm gonna throw. Just thought about every single moment in my head. When I touched this lady's hands, and let me tell you something, she has like acrylic nails, so we all know shit gets stuck up in there. Literally, shit gets stuck up in there, and that's fucking disgusting. Like, I couldn't look at her the same after that, and I felt so bad because like she was like so nice. Oh, I couldn't fucking do it. Like, I know you touched me with your gross ass poopy hands. I was just like, oh my god, you have shit on your hands. I met this guy. Okay, so at this separate job I worked for, this guy, he was so nice, and it was so sad, and it was so weird because actually I knew these people. I went to high school with them, but they were like a year older than their grandpa. Because like the family, I think they really wanted to take care of him, but like they couldn't afford to. He like was in like World War II, and like the VA like wouldn't pay for his care. So like he didn't need enough care or something, and like they just couldn't afford it, and it's sad. The resident that I took care of for I want to say 3 years. That she was insane. Like this insane daughter, and I like, oh my god, I cannot deal with her. She was just, her and I actually got along in the beginning, but I was naive. I like didn't know, I didn't understand what was going on, and she was like super manipulative, and I thought I was just, you know, being nice, and I thought I could be like the person to bring them together, because you know, like he's old. He's old. I just felt like I can help him. That's my problem. I always feel like I can help everyone, But I just need to mind my damn business and help myself, you know? Like, that's really the thing. Like, I just need to, like, mind my business and help myself. And that's something that I realized, like, after working with him, because, like, his family was insane, and I just couldn't. I mean, they probably have their own opinion about me, but, like, I really tried my best. I really tried, like, super hard to, like, take care of him. And I, you know, they didn't ask me to, you know, stop working at my other job because his wife died. Like, I told him I would be there for him, and I was. He had called me and left me a voice message, and I was like, told him I was like, I need to leave. Like, I have to leave. And so I left, and I went to go support him, and that's what I did. All in all, like, he's like the coolest old dude I've ever met. Like, he was fucking dope. And then, like, insane daughter, just like gushing wound, because she was telling me that because like I wasn't her caregiver, like I was his caregiver. She's my caregiver. It's like, okay. She was in a wheelchair, and oh my god, she was like a hoarder, and probably just, you know, like, you know, nothing against the family, but like I could have gone my whole life and like not met her and been perfectly fine. You know what I mean? Like, if I've ever met someone like that. In that experience, I learned a lot. I learned like how to deal with people like her. She reminds me of like how homeless people act. Like, I've been like in situations with homeless people, like they've jumped in front of my car and started like hitting my car, and they've like parked outside my place, that my old place that we used to live at, and they would just like fucking sit there, and then like I would get so worried like being by myself, like, and that's why I'm so glad I have a dog, you know. I think of ways, like, if someone broke in, like, what would I do? How would I get out? Like, if they broke in like from the back, from the side, like, especially when they were just sitting out there, like, I just never felt safe. And I always like feel like you should feel safe in your own house, you know, like, that's not cool. And then I've had like going to Capitol Hill, doing Uber Eats. This guy, lady, I don't even know, like, was limping, was like coming towards me, and oh my god, I swear to god, I'm not even being dramatic, they look like they were from like the fucking Walking Dead. Like, that shit was so scary. It was so scary. It was freaking insane. That's probably one of the craziest things. Not even one of the craziest things that's happened to me. It's like, I know what it's like living with a crazy, like literally living with a crazy. Like, from the time like meeting them, like, this lady was so manipulative. She had this like ginormous like wound, gushing wound, like this big on the back of her thigh, on the back of her right thigh. And she was like, oh, it hurts really bad. And like, her fucking wheelchair was so rickety, and I just don't understand like why, like, I don't understand why they didn't get her a new wheelchair. Like, I'm pretty sure like I told them like we need a new wheelchair or something, and then like I don't know, she literally could not take care of herself. Like, I would make, the only time she would eat is when I would come over and like make them dinner and stuff when I was working, and I would send her food down and stuff, and like I tried to get her to come upstairs, but like she fucking stank. Like, and just the place she was like living in, it wasn't clean. She hoarded the whole entire area, you know. Like, the upstairs where my resident lived was fine. I mean, it was just like an old ass house too, so it was just bad. I don't know how she's doing now, but I don't even know if my resident is alive or not. And honestly, like, I don't want to know. I just don't want to know. Not that I don't care, I just like, I don't want to know. I don't need to know. I don't want to know. I can't deal with that, you know? It's just too much. She used to like always grab my ass and like my boobs, and she'd be like, ah, like, it's so funny. And I'm just like, oh, I'm so violated. I feel so violated. And I would just like kind of brush it off, because she was like this like quirky, like wacky little lady. And the whole entire time, like, there's people who won't do anything be able to walk again. She could have gotten her knee and hip surgeries and been able to walk again and not been confined to a wheelchair, but like, that was her decision not to do that, because she was once I learned that, I was like, what the fuck is wrong with her? guy at my work who was like wheelchair bound and like he got shot in the back or some shit, and then like he couldn't walk, you know, he was like my manager and he couldn't walk, and he would like probably give anything to switch with her. And I think I told him about her, and he was like, that's so insane. You know, like there's literally people out there that would totally wish to walk, and then she just like
No, I'm not gonna do it.
not gonna go get surgery. It's not like she couldn't afford it. Like these people were fucking loaded. Like they got hell of money. Oh, there's so many stories. I have so many stories. Oh my god. You know, and honestly, like fucking thank God my boyfriend was there, because like I could not have done living with him and like dealing with these people by myself. You know, because I would just think I was crazy, and like I would talk to him about things and he'd be like, no, you're not crazy, like they're crazy.